Yeah.
Good thing with what you guys did with trying to ensure that there's some level of discipline. And one thing I can, confirm or speak on is the fact that if you are a business person without discipline, there's no way you will keep to terms of contracts. There's no way you would manage conversations with people. There's no way you would build trust. There's no way you would have people, believe in you when you can't even keep to time. Like simple as showing up for, an event that would lead to you getting money. You don't show up. There's no way anybody would want to come and give you money. But one thing you guys, or all of you would be really concerned about is that when you take this money today, have the full understanding that this money is not yours. It's like you are taking somebody else's money and trying to make money out of that money that you were given. Once you have that understanding, then it helps you, understand the fact that like you have to pay back so that the person can have more to give somebody else. And also the person can go back to whoever gave them the money and say, my people have paid back. Can I get more to give to them because they need to get more? And from what, that's Narine, right?
Emma.
Oh, Emma. Okay. So from what Emma did mention earlier, it's a case where...
No, Emma.
Sorry?
No, nothing. I'm not saying anything.
Oh, I thought that. So I think from what Emma said earlier, it's a case where all of you sitting down there should understand that the money you get now, you have to pay back so that when the person who gave you the money goes back to investors and say, we need more money to give to our ladies, that they need higher investment this time around, they are able to say, oh yeah, good. You actually returned what we gave you before. Okay, here is more. It's like the story of, 10 talents. One was given 2, one was given 5, one was given 1. And the one who got the smallest chose not to anything, right? And then those who got a lot actually brought what they collected and even brought with more. And then what happened was that they were able to get more. And the guy who returned what he took in the form for which he took it without, enriching it, could not get more. It is the same thing as this. The reason why you are giving this loan without an interest is because somebody trusts in the fact that you have spent a couple of weeks learning through a faith-based platform. And if they gave you the money without seeking an interest from you, you'll be less burdened. You would make more profit and you'll be able to manage, your income and resources. So that's very clear understanding of that. Whatever money you are giving, it's not the person's money. It is actually people's investments in that person. So when you don't return it, there's a problem with that person going back to the same investors or newer investors to say, I need more money to give to people. And then the person would ask them, how do your people pay? Have they been paying well? And then they say, no, there's no way they will get more money. So there's a chance that some of you, when you take the 150 you are getting and you feel like it's government money or it's money that was dashed out to you, which is what, your kind of economy would drive, you take that money and then you walk away. You have a potential problem of when it's time to give you the higher value, you are not able to get it. You have just blocked the road for not just yourself, but also for every other person who is seated in that room. So the fact is that one reason why smaller communities like this are good for lending is because everybody holds everybody responsible, right? So as there are 8 or 9 of you in that room, it is your responsibility to remind the next person that they have not repaid. And anytime Spark reaches out to you and say, Joanna hasn't repaid, and it's the person who is calling from Spark is speaking to Jane, Jane should actually take the responsibility of calling Joanna and saying, Joanna, the money you got, I have paid half of my own and it's what is due. Please, can you go and pay your own? Right? Because it is a responsibility that you all owe yourself. And if you have a problem with not being able to repay, then it's something you also need to discuss in the community, because it's whatever action you take, just understand that whatever action you take as a person within this group affects everybody else in this group and every other person who is going to come after you. Right? Like I said, the money you are being given is not coming from a bottomless pit. It's actually coming from people's pockets, people's contribution, people's investments. And when you invest into something, you want to see a return. It's like for some of you who have children there, when you train your children in school, you expect that those children come back and in one way or the other, help you get old easy, right? Help you rent your houses, help you get a maid when you are older and can't walk alone, help you get a car so that you can drive on and off hospital. But you have to understand that that investment is the same or similar as to what you have, and you have to be honest about it. If you don't have, and you know that you can't collect this money, it is important that you say you do not need it. Because you must understand that this money is not yours. So it's not free money, right? If you know you don't need it and you can't pay back and you have no intention of paying back, please do not collect it. I am sure, 100% sure that there are conversations going on within smaller groups within your group that for which you would hear from, whispers that one person says, if I get this money, I'm not coming back to this meeting anymore. Please, it is important that you find a way to report this person, because what this person is going to do is that it's going to spoil the reputation of your group. And if you see this money as a growth avenue, you should also see the next pile as another growth avenue. You get 150 now, you probably get 200 or 300 later. This means that you are progressing. But then if you get the 150 now and then you have grown so much and customers are demanding so much, but you can't get more, there is a bigger problem. Because for you now, you are now going to start facing the problem of that you took money, but you can't pay back. And it is the fault of 3 people within the group who refuse to pay back their money. Right? I work as a debt collector. So my job, my startup, I'm a startup founder. My startup, it does debt recovery. And one of the biggest problems we have seen with debt recovery is not that people have money and don't want to pay. It's that people do not have money, they don't want to pay, and they don't want to communicate. In fact, a bunch of people now, the number of people who are actually taking loans and not wanting to pay has grown over the last 3 months within the Nigerian market. And it's really, really bad, not just for the businesses, but also for the people who are coming to take more money after them. So my admonition is for you to first trust your group, drive communication through your group. Fish out the dishonest people within your group, because it would affect you in the long run. It will affect you very much. Like, it will be really bad for you, not just you, but for other people who you intend to refer in the future. Then thirdly, it's important that you think about, what is the future like for you? Does that future require you getting more money? If it does, then you have to apply rule 1 and rule 2, being honest and fishing out the bad eggs within your group. Number 4, always trust your community. So this small group of people you have here are the new community you have built, a new community of people who have the same interest, which is to get more money or to get loans and go and grow your business. So trust in this group of people. But please, it's important that you never see the money handed out to you from Spark as free money. It is not free money. It is not government money. It is not slave trade money. Like, it is money that somebody invested in that they should give to you to go and make yourself better. So it is important that you think about, as I'm taking it, how do I pay back? And can I pay back? And if you can't, which is the last thing, if you can't pay and you have no intention of paying, please, this is a good time to actually take a leave, right? So that you don't put everybody else's opportunity in that group, other groups further into the future in jeopardy because of your plan, basically, or being dubious. So yeah, that's all I have to say for this case, so that we can actually dive into what we plan on discussing today.
All right, Moses, thank you very much. So, Professor Maria, falando que como assim, chimpia mulher tempia que muite mubika mumana tempia shaksa na bola na bola ane so ngamu group na mulher tiver chinho acho que permite na isa como conseguir shi abantu abafana nebabika papai bantu nje mwata ngamwashwa ngamwabwesha nabantu basatani so moi je plus fashion data on film marika mumai so that's it now I'm benefiting the women from stability. Thank you.
All right. So I think that was fast. Unlike before, I would have been able to translate what you are speaking, but let me not try. But anyways, so yeah, nice to meet everyone once again. Apart from trying to talk to you about what you are about to get into and the kind of agreement you are about to dive into, it's important to now talk about some of the elements that will be very important in building your business and character for your business. Today, I'll be speaking about value proposition. I'll be talking about value proposition. So we'll be defining value proposition. We'll talk about how you could build yours. And we'll also talk about some of the ones that some of you already have and how you developed them. Then we also talk about how you would nourish the ones you either had, plan on building, and will build basically in the future for your business and how they are important to you or why they are also important to you. Right? So based off definition, value proposition is just the value you propose. So what is that thing that distinguishes you from every other person? So if there are two of you who sells frozen chicken in that room, what is different between you and the other lady? Is it that your value proposition is that you always serve fresh, right? Is your value proposition that you have the best pricing? It's your value proposition the case that you can cater for a large audience, a large number of customers. That's what value proposition is like. It just defines what is that thing that you do better than somebody else. In simple terms, what is that thing you do better than somebody else that makes you different from everybody else, right? And I did give a couple of samples. One can be that as a frozen food person, you only sell fresh frozen food. Your stock are never more than a month. Or it can be that you always have a large variety of stock, right? You have, chicken, guinea fowl, big agric chicken, whatever the type of bird the person wants, you always have availability for it. Or it can be something very service driven, like when you buy from me, I can deliver to you anywhere, right? So you basically can build service, value proposition that way. It can be either service driven or it can be product driven. So in your case, it's either that you are, guiding it through the product or you are guiding it through how you deliver your service. And I've at least given one or two samples around this area. So Emma, if you could, speak with the team using your language.
All right, thank you. So welcome back to just so value proposition product so icho chintu cho mushtisha because tumeshitana tomato muleshitana bambira bafatanye namba imwe kanisha bantwala ishira kulima a value proposition ati chintu muleshita bwino sana okudawisa wumbi. For example, when I'm value proposition yabo tumasanga kishu mwanzo mandeo wamutendo mucho muleshita tenge byenu tomato yenu ama spices byenu yakusene ko shani kubantu bambicha kwati muntu anda tinarashta kuri Emma Daniste kuri ba NS or ba Judy. Thank you.
All right, great. So I did mention that we would discuss some of the value propositions that some of the participants would have, but I already gave at least one sample of what value proposition could look like when you think about it from a product perspective and from a service perspective. So if you can get a couple of value proposition, let's see if they understand what value proposition is. You can get a couple of value proposition from a couple of people. Like there are too many people today, so we can't go around. But if you can, speak to a couple of them, let them tell you what is that thing they boast of when they talk to their customer, and tell the customer that buy from me, don't buy from this person. This is why.
Okay. So by the time that's it, nganamu mfuku value proposition ye particular. Balondolere value proposition yenu kulingana na business yenu. Chinisho chobanga customer benga mi choosing na imwe basha bambi abalisho chofa mukwete. So that's why benga under first year about to understand. So value proposition ya. Tamnema na ikatuma isa kwa so.
Hi, my name is Rachel. I sell eggs. I can go on.
Yeah, go ahead, sure.
All right. Like on my side, I sell eggs. So most of the times, my shop is within the lot. Like people are knocking off from work. So there's a little bit of traffic there. So instead of them going to the shop, right, it will save them time consuming, and it's time for the people to be heading home. So they will grab some eggs instead of them going to the shop, right, to also end up finding themselves in queues as well.
So basically your value proposition in this sense is that you provide them comfort, basically.
Yes.
Comfort and accessibility. So it's
Yes,
always
exactly.
in their road to the house. So there's nothing blocking or making them want to stop by, basically.
Yes.
Good.
Thank you.
Any other person? So it doesn't have to be in English. So they can speak with you and then you also now translate though.
Yeah,
in the business nimafunda mapesitoka nimabaitana bati kula pafupilaini okuti bani mituma sometimes bidan misajja ku matiyo yabwile ndepafundilani naye ndemanye bananipasa kaya mwanga nambosanga bija babwino bamene bamafunda bija nimabiwoda babini okuti titeterepo business bikulu but zona imaye tukwata shaba customer bamene bamantiyo.
All right. So her name is Judith, and she sells African wrappers or kitenge. You know them, right?
Yeah.
Yes. So she's saying how people would choose other than other people because for her, the material she sells is high quality. Not only that, but she also has good, excellent customer service, and she also does where someone, if they want something, they can tell her, then she can order for them. So to some extent, it's like whatever you want, she can get for you. And whatever she's providing has quality, and she's really good when it comes to relating with the customers. So that's why people would choose her.
Great. So I think these two value positions kind of like caters to an extension to the conversation, which is how do you build on top of your value position? When I listen to the lady Rachel who sells eggs, I immediately want to ask her, has there ever been people who would request from you for you to deliver eggs to their offices for them so that they don't have to stop by at your place? And have you ever thought about how you could explore the idea of managing delivery for some of your customers who are frequenters, so that they don't have to have a second option? Because what usually happens is that, yes, I have this customer who I'm buying from, but if somebody provides me a different level of comfort, I would buy into that level of comfort as opposed to, trying to compromise on, I have a previous customer. Now, when you look at your value position here, which is that you are on the road, so you make it comfortable for people who are coming from work and obviously coming from the offices, maybe you're at the bus stop and stuff like that. how do you get to the point where they call you from their offices and you already pack what they want and keep for them? And for those who already have plans not to always pass there anymore because they have now bought cars, how do you start office delivery for them? Do you already have these plans going on? The reason for this is that when you think about your own case of value proposition, it's a case where you have the money right now, you're running your business quite seamlessly. This means that when you now have new money, the problem of trying to get that money to work now sets in because you are selling to the same set of customers. So if you get new money, the customers stay the same, but you have to buy more stock. Now, the problem there would now be, how do you sell that new stock? The only way to sell it is to explore your value proposition and begin to target more markets, right? And this more market, I do not mean going to go and rent a new shop, by the way. I do not mean going to go and get a new space or go and, I mean, catering to a lot more customers from the same space, but exploring other ideas, right? So for you now, my question would be, are there thoughts that you have right now when you think about the fact that your area has a traffic? What is the biggest potential right now for you to explore this value that you provide, which is comfort and convenience? What is that extra thing you're already thinking about, that if you collect this money today, this is what you're going to spend it on? And you already have it planned. So it means that if you take the money today, you're not thinking about the future, that it will be ready the proposition will be ready, or what you are planning to do will be ready in 6 months. Because when you take the money today, by the next month, you are already started, you should already be planning to start repaying, right? Mm-hmm. So when you think about your value proposition, what are the things you intend to do with this money when you get it? Like when you think about it right now, that you would make sure that once the money lands in your account today, tomorrow you're already executing.
The thing is, I get the eggs from a friend of mine. She brings for me from the farm. So like 100 eggs. Then I also had to go through where, like in rural areas where I stay, those shops with balloons. I don't know if you understand what I mean. There's more
I'm Nigerian, don't worry. I don't think there's much difference between Nigeria and Zambia.
There's more min-mats in where I'm staying. So those they order from me. So meaning I'm dealing with the walk-in customers as well, those people in the shops that are coming to order from me instead of them going far in town or other places. So it means if someone else is ordering from me, like in minutes 10, 5, I give them like 52, but someone else buying one tray, I sell them at 55. So that is already in the system, which is benefiting also me. And I stay also in a flat where there are 8 people. All those people in that 8 flats. Rate your eggs are finished, bring for us, keep for me 1. So for me, I think when I get this money, it's going to boost more because I already have customers. But the thing is, the money isn't enough because, as you know, when you're selling eggs, sometimes you also have some damages and etc.
Okay, great. So one thing I'll give you as an assignment is I think you have it figured out, but you are still trying to measure by the current existing.
Mm-hmm.
By current existing, I mean, what is the current, potential that you have for sales? But what I am now exploring with you is that when you take more money, there is now availability of funds, but the customer count will stay the same. And I am more focused on trying to get you to the point where you think about how many more customers can you acquire to ensure that that new money is taken care of. Yeah, it's something I need you to go and sit down, spend some time today after you close from shop, thinking about how do you tap into more markets, not just your flats in your compound, not just the customers who currently buy eggs from you. How do you explore more markets or more people in different areas, not just your streets or your direct environment? How do you tap into those areas? So you go spend. So let's not elaborate so much on it today. Spend some time. Right? Spend some time. So spend some time thinking about
that.
Okay.
We already read about it, like posting on status, Instagram, Facebook. Yeah,
Yeah.
making use of the internet, because it means you're going to have a lot of customers. So a lot of people contacts in your phone, they're going to see the friends on Facebook, they're going to see your Instagram page, you're going to be posting, you're selling, you're getting or giving to others. That's another way to not just focus on the rural, but think abroad the box.
Awesome. Awesome. So just, you know, you've learned about that, which is the area that speaks about marketing. So please ensure that while you are marketing, you are always thinking about what you propose, what value do you propose, so that when you tell them, I will give you this, they get what you told them they would get.
Yes.
Good. All right.
Yes.
Thank you. So now speaking about the lady who sells fabric and clothing, I think you are also in a similar environment. But you know, like I said, even in the opening speech where I mentioned that when you get new money, you have to think of how you would spend that money immediately and how you would be able to recover, you know, and be able to pay back. You already do what you are doing right now and you take pre-orders. So by the way, the one where you know, tell people tell you what they want and you go and look for it, it's called pre-ordering. This is already a model that is currently available in very large markets like in China and the likes, where they don't have something, they don't produce it on the ground, they only produce it when somebody is requesting for it. So money is not tied down. It's a really, really, really good model. So if there are ways where you can, you know, explore getting more fabric samples, that you would, you know, through the marketing training you had, that you use those channels to let people know that you now have. And because you always talk to them about the fact that they can trust your quality and you can promise them delivery in 2 days and delivery will be done in 2 days, then pre-ordering can be a very good channel for you to explore. Exploring that pre-ordering channel sort of like gives you an avenue. And this is applicable for multiple different business use cases, whether it is that you are selling hair, whether it is that you make hair, whether it is that you make and sell body creams and lotions and all whatnot. It's the same model, all about exploring your marketing potential, then using your value proposition as a reason why you are the one everybody else should be looking for. With that, you would create a new market that when you now get money from a lender like Spark, you are able to use that new market because you have created the anticipation for that new product or that new market. You would then use that money to service that new market. So immediately the money comes, the money is already working, right? As opposed to the fact that like you might be relaxed now and you're not thinking about it. And then 2 months after you have collected the Spark loan, you are wishing that you didn't take it because you basically have now spent it on buying food and drinking Coca-Cola, right? Rather than trying to repay your loan. But I mean, these are things you have to think about when you think about value proposition. And pretty good that at least 2 people can speak about theirs. And I actually do like the fact that you people have a couple of them. I'm sure just speaking about it with the rest of you, there are also the rest of you as well who haven't even thought about it, that now know that it's important to say, this is what I can post for my business, and this is how it can apply to my marketing at the end of the day. Right?
Thank you. Yes. So welcome back to even with the line. Already much better. So already we have a customer, already we have a so one. Meaning to be more money. So me menu market because n'abandi so kati bakasitoma neba ikintu value okikwete kigurishishana abana so that nabene bakishani bajoina because ngamuchite box imwe ya tomato ngamwasenda loni mini mwasaba box yanga ya beef. No, but remember Boxinga imo. So abantu abasiphatha boxi iyalamba tuwalamba. So balanga wow, you think of having more products. Make sure that you are like a store so that tadumbuira. Because utamfanya customer na bambe bakwati mwaluta kusiti kumunesha mkada bwati shaya. Because oh, gatamkwete fulani ya kwaba kasema warasaka box kamutisha ka box kamura even for spices 1 kg let me just buy 1 kg then nombe ya sharapo na rai wo flanka kwa hivi nishomba tamashishani tamri ya pantashi so ngashai sasa ya mshwati mwana kwa yes kama nchi bashenda ati tunafika but bukuna nani kani ngawapo sana bado wale chani kama sasa kama you want something to balashta.
Awesome. Awesome. This time around, I actually was able to get you. I was able to get you. I was following. Yeah, so I think today's class is a lot more. It feels like if people were to go and arrange these people, they actually are quite they're quite different. I think they kind of like have a deeper understanding of what they want this time around. So yeah, actually, it kind of I already feel it. So basically, my quick question would be, is there anybody out there who doesn't have a value proposition so that we can at least develop one value proposition for somebody today? So is there anybody who doesn't have a value proposition, and what does the person sell? So we can just talk through a sample of how you could develop one.
So, first bachelor that so balere kushachu kulingana balonza bai bali position bai position chinto cho mupate chukutana kuna bane koini wasa tikule chef tenga bati mutenge tena mtana kwa so balanga tipali kukweba dipalo kana kupata business yako bati let's struggle kuishi popo tukutana kuna bane yesu bana nitoza tubamya kuirisha so that muchike chindu chala kusala so that abantu bango kushike chintu komweshta ngabamya. So what's the name? What if say okay. I was so
yes.
Everyone like said they definitely do have a value proposition. How the service and the products is different from other people. However, they would appreciate if you can add more, if they can share what they're selling and their value proposition and how best it can be improved.
Yeah, of course. So yeah, if you have anybody who kind of like has that problem, so let's talk about it. We have time to do at least there's still like 17 minutes, so we can spend that time trying to do this today.
Okay, so asaba the business yabo, then balante no kwa sanako, then baba chita advise ko benga chitaking so that's what chita ko improve mobile than batch milan zita. So bandera chita balante.
But there was somebody who asked the question. Who is the person who raised up the question before? Just ask the same person.
So you might have business in more. Muishtakwiza. Okay, so Exuda, the one in pink, she sells dry fish. So she has said for her, the value proposition is that fish tastes different from any other because she gets it from Luangwa, and few people get their dry fish from Luangwa. So for her, the taste is what is different. And most people would tend to know about it when someone buys and they tell another person. So maybe for her, question is how best can she let other people know about our value proposition without them even tasting? Because most people will know about it when they taste, and it's not everyone that will buy, and it's not everyone that will be told.
Yeah, usually taste is not something that anybody would be able to envisage before the time. But I think that for you, your value proposition should be designed differently, because it's not something that anybody can feel from the, from the size of it. It's like any other food stuff. You wouldn't know you bought, fake, what do they call it? Palm oil until you use it. You can't know that you bought fake vegetable oil until you use it. But I mean, there are multiple other, what do I call it now? Multiple other value positions that could be designed from your use case of that you sell dried fish, which is maybe how you package it, right? Because when you do post, for whatever reason, you start your marketing and you start doing it pretty well. When you want to post it and you are not shading it under an umbrella and then there are flies everywhere, you can actually tell people that you preserve correctly, that your fish is always fresh, and they see how you package it or you package properly. When they see how you package it, they are able to believe the fact that you preserve well. They believe the fact that you preserve properly or you package properly just by seeing the fact that your packaging is actually really good, right? And this does not have to come for free. So this means that if you package well, you can sell for slightly higher. And it wouldn't be a problem for whoever is buying because that person already sees value in the fact that there are no flies around you, or there are hardly any flies around you. And if there are flies around you, they can't even access the fish or they can't access the food stuff that you sell. So they actually immediately trust the fact that it is neat. So when you say your fish is neat, or your fish is always fresh, or is properly packaged, these are things that people can see, right? They don't have to come and taste the fish. So when they see it and then they come and taste it, they can now tell that, oh, this thing is fresh, it is clean, and then it's also very tasty, right? Now, just by seeing it, people who naturally would see it from whatever format you use, whether it's that you are in your shop and you hang it or you suspend it and it is packed all clean, or it is that people buy and then they post it for you. Just the packaging itself being attractive is enough to, acquire new customers that are not the type of customers you are used to. And one thing you must understand in the market space is that there are this set of customers who will come and price everything. And then there are this set of customers who just want to know the price you sell one thing, and then that's what they pay for it and go away. Those are the people you are also going to be looking for when you package properly. Right? Because these people who naturally don't price things really prefer to safeguard their health. Right? So when you keep these things away from flies, you don't allow ants around it, they are clean, they are neat. When these people see it, they tend to want to patronize you in the immediate. So taste is not the thing. You can actually switch to packaging. So within packaging, you can have that your fish is always neat, it is clean, it is fresh, and all those type of things. And these are things that people can see before even touching or before even tasting.
All right, thank you. So bakambati value yani ichemushe. Manje abantu tethi baishi balesi nabakethi. So because people can't feel them, can't see tabari chikona, tabari chukwa, abantu they are like to do for something. So ichetu chipata mwinga wongera kusana nisia para package. Indenga mlei mwasha mwaka bila basi tabari sekta mwaka pingi so it's a very photo yabanshi how clean how change the print so kama wali package ndio mtana kuna watu wale bali kabonsi kule kana ba abantu bala ba move kutakujime kwa sababu mama nenda so actually moving mkwacu mu biba bwino mu bantu meso y'abantu because abantu bashike kuba muwiri efo bale kwashoti bakese kwanza mbona bayakese sipera umuntu ngafite amapapari bamushi nakuja kuwango nakuja kusantecha. Thank you.
Awesome. So I think that's how you should think about value proposition. When you find one that you actually know that people can't feel or touch, you look for something that they can feel or touch. This yours has seeking something that is product driven. When you can't, feel something within the product, you create one that you can feel within that product. If you know that there is nothing to feel or touch, then you basically move to service, right? Which is that I can deliver in a day. I can ship to anywhere in Zambia. These are like things that can be propositions themselves, like service-driven value propositions themselves. And you design them for yourself, right? Yeah, and that's why I was able to split it for you so that you have this understanding. Product is the one that relates to what you sell, and the service is how you deliver that product or how people assess that product from you. So if you are able to split these things and design value propositions around this, it would help you a lot. And it would help not just, not just you planning today as to what you currently deliver, but as to when you get more money, how do you service new people and what do you service them with? What's the new story you want to tell them? Right? Because value proposition itself is just proper storytelling. That's what it is really, right? Being able to tell the appropriate stories or the best type of stories to your customers that helps them buy into your idea, your vision, your plan, your products, whatever you are selling. For them to buy into it, you have to give them proper stories for them to believe in you. And when you tell them these stories, you have to keep to it, right? Value propositions die. Like they typically wake up one day and they just die. And that's because you are not nurturing them. So how do you nurture these things? It is by fulfilling every single time you give a promise. When I tell you that my fish is always packaged properly, when there is a tear on the nylon, I don't go and use sellotape, I change the nylon, right? Or when there is a fly in it, I don't kill the fly inside of it, I let the fly out and repackage it properly for that person, right? Or when I say I am delivering tomorrow, I deliver tomorrow. And when the person buys again the second time, I am delivering tomorrow again to that person, as opposed to now delivering the first time you deliver correctly, and then the next time you are now going 1 week without delivering properly. So it's how you nurture it. You keep training yourself to keep, fulfilling your promises until it becomes a structure for you. But what I see here are a group of women who didn't have opportunities of growing their businesses, now having the opportunity to grow their business. And I trust that every one of you in this room would actually use this opportunity pretty well and, grow to the best of your ability. And just so you know, you are part of a community of not just people like you, but also people like Emma and Barbara and myself and everybody else who is coming here to speak about a bunch of things. And we are always open to talking to you. So if there's something you are struggling with, please do not keep it to yourself. Talk to somebody. It's very important because it helps you nurture, it helps you stay relevant, it helps you, keep thinking and on your feet and all whatnot. All right. So yeah, if there are questions, I would like to take questions. If there are thoughts, I would like to take thoughts, but I think, we're good.
Thank you. So badala ndati mukuchitanankane mukuchivika semuri simple term ati value preposition ikinta kwavati etyo mukwete kusanga navangaine wose kukwatesa kunyongozesa bya kwangu namba mosina mpatela sabida ya kwangu mwala kusana kushana so mwala chitapake mwala chitaderiva elo chikankala chako basinga mwalaye kintu bakastoma mwachikongai abantu kupaka mishi ngefine bayanfluence batu nayazi bakatana nasi so mwero bakastupele tikisi byanjali bakini chani sakutani kamwalanda chino plashta deriva ngai mwachani mwachita deriva finish abantu akubaka mishi la kwechani value ngamwalo shabakawadi zabena value yabo ni barasuka ishani ishita umuntu wase yatwadi ne basi dosala yako yabashani yafatu sakufa zankaisi bala and that's what akubandi yes even kaya sheshani yeah fair shani before they sheshani naye so abantu babeshi bataba bashika naye nawazi balaya so abantu bonke so kamakwata nokuongea into kubulelanda kubika consistency kasanga kama kwa tero bakula because tuchokani kama so balanda tibato kasana ukati mwasanga kono kusambira ero baye but it's tibafuaisha sana timwa kula ma business yenye tani. Yeah, but it starts not about the loan. Who sent me the first? Yeah, but that's more center possibility for more mama to training problem yes so that tuweze toshani tuwagombela so kama abakwete contribution tose sibalala.
All right. Are there questions? Was that a question or it was a contribution?
Okay, it's a discussion among the team. So, Regina sells tomatoes and salt. So she said she's learned so much and she's grateful. But in your own words, aside other things she learned in boot camp and all these other ways she knows, is there a way that you feel is effective for one to find more customers so that she can have more sales?
So I think I did take something similar in one of our classes some weeks ago when I was very active, where I spoke about how everybody here has somebody who can always help. And for you, Mama, I know that you probably have kids who might be able to actually drive this thing for you. And it's similar for everybody else in this room. I know that some of you want to go and try posting on your WhatsApp status, but you don't even have more than 300 or 200 contacts. But guess what? Your child has over 1,000, 2,000. In fact, your child even has more Instagram than some celebrity in Zambia. And this is something you have to explore. Businesses are driven by, social media these days. And one thing I need you to actually think about is how do you want to explore your connections for this purpose? Having your children post on their WhatsApp status. And that's where it comes to, the lady who asked about her fish and taste. And I did propose to her that she should do packaging. Now, even in your tomato, if you were selling your tomato in like small shades and buckets, how about you move to kilograms? So kilos and half kilos and say, this is the price. And you standardize your pricing. And then you tell your kids to actually share on their Instagram or help you even create an Instagram page or help you, create a business WhatsApp that they themselves manage. So everybody who has their contacts already even sees it. But you have a standard pricing, right? With that standard pricing, they themselves will actually help you acquire customers that you don't even have. Because if you were posting it on your WhatsApp, it's only people who you have as contact that will see it. But your children, your children's friends, they have way more contact than you do. So that's a pretty good avenue to actually explore. How do you change your measuring mechanism from, shading 5 tomatoes, 6 tomatoes to turning it into measurement and using small kilos to measure it so that they are always priced correctly, that you always make your profit. But then you also then change it to have a particular type of packaging. Maybe you get a transparent resealer nylons that have these tapes, what do they call this thing now? This glue tapes on it, so that you package it in a way where people can see that this is 500 grams, this is 1 kilogram, this is the price for the 500 grams, this is the price for the 1 kilogram. And that's how people post it. So when your child posts it, they'll say 1 kilo for 1,000 or 500 for 500 kwacha, whatever the price is. But with this, it makes it easy for your child to be able to sell them, or for somebody who knows you to be able to repost them. It wouldn't be a case where you are saying you are posting tomato and say, I have tomato, come and buy. No, you post the size, you post the quantity, and then you say this is the price for the quantity. Because it makes it easy for people to actually relate to whatever the size or quantity that they are looking at. This is also because not everybody wants to come to the market to come and price tomato. You understand what I mean, right? So that's an avenue you want to explore. How do you use your connections, your network, the people around you to help you resell, but you have to make it also easy for them, by changing your measurements mechanism. Just get 1 small kilo way that actually helps you set up these things. And then once you have all of those, you then, can now tell them that, please help me repost this thing. I sell this one for this price. I sell this one for this price. And once they post it, you will start seeing people reaching out to them. And then what they just have to do is forward the request to you over WhatsApp or whatever channel it is, and how many the person wants, the person's address. And you also start thinking about how you want to even do deliveries for them. Because if you promise also that you can deliver, it's another way of making sure that they don't show up in the market, but they get what they need at the quantity that they need. All right. But this also applies to everybody. Let's try to, as people, get away from, let's try to copy what the whites do really well, which is packaging. Let's try to package these things well, make it easy for not just only us to sell, but also people to help you resell. I think, Barbara, it was in our last meeting. It wasn't Emma, it was
Narine.
Correct? Yeah, it was Narine, right, that we spoke about, having people resell for other people. It's another very good way, of getting more customers is, how do I tell Emma, or how do I tell somebody in that same room and say, for every 1 kilo that I sell for 500, if you sell 1 kilo, you get 5 kwacha out of every 1 kilo you sell for me. It's a way of getting people to sell for you because they are not competition. So they don't sell the same things you sell. So what is harming them from posting it on their WhatsApp status and saying this is the price? Because for every single time you do a sale through them, you just count their 5 kwacha and send it to them, or 2 kwacha, whatever the amount is, but it is beneficial to them, and for you, it is more sales. I hope that is clear, but this applies to just about any business that you guys are doing. Explore the power of your connections, the power of the people you have around you, the power of second layer compensation. So these pyramid schemes, right? You can actually like build your business into a pyramid scheme that people actually buy from you to sell to other people. And it's that simple. So it's not simple, but I mean, it's something you have to like sit down and think about.
Yeah, thank you. So, Bakambazi, si mwalole kisha ma connection yenu nefu mwingaba bote because na mpanga nti mwabo mu Facebook or WhatsApp kimusana kama kwataba n'engi but na wena kwatabantu banamukabengeri amandiseza makati mboza kwataba n'abo bengi so nga mwalole kwati bantu postirako timwakwata ba customer bengi but for the most part twasambira kupasunga banesei abasunga banesei bachishwa package thing right ila kwanza mushita mShoprite kukwata kana wale ka paper so kana ka paper kana it's less than 1 kwacha baika kuna tomato batu kamba tikane so right muna ka pilipili weka munesh baisha baishinga let's kwacha imo mleshira ngati 1 kwacha ukwacha so ngamwara shesha kwati mwachita mu present na mwachita package kunekunda kumulesha abantu batishani tibashita ni mwamfa kuna abantu bashitani aba mwishire benga abantu bampostirako especially abana benu bandati social media kwada amakasa nayi abantu abengi barashisha pa social media now sinisoro mulemba social media tetukwata abantu abengi but bampostirako so that mwashisha mwatishani mwapantashi chimbi kuya picture abantu batwabishite kwenu so that baba competition then mwasa batao tomato in private pasanga mwashita kuna mtepo 1 kwacha abantu bakwese barechani barebisha instead of just having it on your own mwapera kwa banchani bambe batishani bamya. Thank you.
Awesome. So thank you very much, everyone. It was a pleasure speaking to all of you. And I wish you all the best. Hopefully we get to talk again at some point in the future.
Thank you.
Yes, sure. Thank
Sorry,
you.
how do you say thank you? Sorry, how do you say thank you in your language?
Zikomo.
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 Okay, Zikomo. Zikomo. Maybe so Emma, you know what you do for me? I need to be able to say thank you and enjoy the rest of your evening or enjoy the rest of your day. How do you say enjoy the rest of your day? Okay, that's long. Let's discuss this later. But I mean, I would like to be able to say it, but if you can actually like help me, make it easier, right? But yeah, thank you so much, everyone, and you do enjoy the rest of your evening.
Yes, sure, Moses. Thank you very much. Let me just take a quick photo before you leave. And Emma, I think Chami said he has sent the funds. They've received it, right?
Sorry.
Chami said he has sent the money. Have they received it?
As my yes, they have.
Okay, no problem. All right, let me take the photo, please.
No wonder the smile is different.
Yeah.
Smile.
Okay, please smile.
Smile like this is mine.
All right, I got it. Thank you very much, Moses. Thank you.
All right, bye everyone.
Yes, you actually do owe us something. The training.
Yes, please. So I have not been able to like get everybody to agree on a time. Can you
Okay.
guys just pick a day? I think for me, I will be able to shift my calendar if all of you, it's just me and then against a bunch of you people. So if you can pick a day and then send me that day.
Okay,
Right?
Is next week Friday okay?
It works for me.
Okay, all right. I'll send a reminder.
So
Thank you.
Send me that day and the time, put it on my calendar. If it doesn't work for me, I'll shift the time, but I think Friday is always good. Just send me the invite and the time. And if it works for me, I'll just accept it. If it doesn't work for me, I'll propose a different time for that same day for you.
Okay, no problem. Thank you very much.